Well, this is the all-new Toyota Vellfire, and before you think that's a rival to the Kia Carnival, let me just tell you that this car will sell at about 80 or 90 lakh rupees, which makes it a rival to the luxury sedans out there like the Audi 8 and the Mercedes S-Class. Now, what makes it so special isn't just the looks on the outside, because I think it looks very imposing, very stylish because of this chrome as well as this imposing headlamp design. But the main reason why this is going to be so expensive is because it's a hybrid car, and also because of its interiors. The second row seats in specialty really are very good in terms of comfort. And if you think that an Innova is a comfortable car, or the Carnival, if you've seen it, is good enough, then this one will simply blow away your mind in terms of the comfort and the luxury. So here I'm in the business end of the Vellfire. This, of course, is the second row of seats, and it is as roomy as a drawing room in one of your flats in Credit Kailash or Vasant Kunj. It's a very spacious car, very roomy car, especially in the middle row. Knee room, as you can see, is massive, and headroom also is more than sufficient. Even if I was 7 feet tall, even then I would have had plenty of place over here. I'm 5'10" for your reference, and even then I have plenty of place. Of course, if you want to have more luxury and you want to feel a little more relaxed inside the car, then you can always move this little squab over here and relax and move it forward or backwards. There are plenty of adjustments available, and sit here and relax like the boss. There's also a big screen over here which you can of course take out and watch that movie or that Netflix show that you've been wanting to watch for a long time. And of course you can use the HDMI cable or use your Bluetooth device to connect it with that screen. So it is the car which also pampers your senses. These seats are easily the best that I've sat in on any car in India. Very good cushioning, very good support, and truly they're as good and as sumptuous as any business class airline and travel that you might have done. You might have flown Singapore Airlines, you might have flown Lufthansa, but these seats will remind you of those business class travels that you've done in your past or planning to do in the future. In fact, it's a perfect car for anyone who wants to travel a lot and wants the same kind of business levels of luxury inside his car. And you might say, well, that's available in German luxury saloon, but that's true, but you don't get the same kind of space that you might get on those cars. So this kind of space is not available on those cars. What's also good is the attention to detail, because you get a lamp over here for reading, which also can be brightened up or dimmed depending on your mood. And of course these seats are cooled. You can cool them or heat them depending on where you're staying. And you also get a massive roof at the back, which is open manually, and the window, of course, the glass part of it opens up electrically by pressing a button. Own AC control as well. And the best point is that the front seat over here, it can be adjusted from the back. There are a couple of buttons to adjust the backrest, as well as how far you can move it up or down. So in case you want more space over here, you can always push it all the way up and sit here like the boss. And if you want to impress your delegates who are coming in from some other countries and sign that multi-crore deal, this is the best place to be, because you can also have sushi with them on this little table placed over here. An excellent place to be, a strong score of 10 out of 10. Well, so I'm in the last row of the Vellfire, and as you can see, space is quite good, and support for my underthigh is also very good. These seats offer good back as well in the support department, and you can always, do this or bring it back up if you're not in the mood to relax too much. But these seats are very impressive, and it's a wide car. You can sit 3, but I would prefer having only 2 at the back, because the seat contours over here are slightly lifted up, so maybe the third person will not be as comfortable, but you can adjust that third person without too many issues. You get your own AC vents, and you also get large and chunky windows at the back which give you a good view out, so you never feel claustrophobic. You also get a couple of beverage holders on this corner, one on that corner, and also a tray where you can keep your cell phone as well as your wallet. And as I just said, the center screen over here is visible from these seats as well, which means that if you are on that long highway trip, you can easily watch that Netflix movie without any issues whatsoever. Very impressive place, even in the last row of seats of the Vellfire. Now let's jump on the front row, the first row, and see what this car is like from the driver's seat. So here I'm inside the cabin of the Toyota Vellfire, and in terms of the sheer size, it's a huge car, and it is a massive car, and you can know that by the fact that the base of the windscreen is at least 2 feet from here, from the end of the dashboard, from this part of the dashboard to the base. So that makes the top part of this car's dashboard feel like a dining table. If you live in a metropolitan city and you have small homes like I do, then you'll probably have a dining table at home which is of similar size. Anyways, that's a poor joke, I know, but in terms of the ambience of the car, you'll like the quality of the car because the cabin quality is absolutely first rate. All the materials are very good. The only thing is that the design is very similar of the gauges and of the steering wheel and the buttons here, very similar to the Innova and the Fortuner. And even the touchscreen system, the fonts and the menus, and some menus could have been better. I mean, it's decent and it's a large one to use, but it could have been better. What's good about the car is the equipment. You get JBL speakers all across, and you get 7 airbags as standard. You get EBD as well as a host of other functions which you can check out at the Toyota website, because if I list them, it'll take up the entire video. You also get buttons over here. These two are for the gates at the back, the doors at the back, because both of them are powered, and there are two over here, one for the sunroof and the other one for the tailgate. Now in terms of seat comfort, these seats are cooled as well as heated, and these seats are very sumptuous, very good cushioning, excellent support all across, and they've got the right amount of width as well as the overall length, so even people who are tall like me have plenty of place and good cushioning as well for my under thighs. In terms of the overall front seat score, I'll give it a strong score of 10 out of 10. Well, so here I am driving the Vellfire hybrid, and this car at the moment comes with a 2.5 petrol motor, which also is assisted by 2 electric motors, and together you get around 200 bhp of power, slightly less than 200 bhp of total output, which are decent figures considering this car's weight and size. Now this is a kind of car that no one will take out on a racetrack, and this is a kind of car which people will drive soberly and they will be rewarded, because it is MPV at the end of the day. It's a big MPV at the end of the day. But if you are someone who drives himself or likes to drive himself on those few occasions, because these cars are meant to be chauffeured in mostly, but if you do want to drive yourself, I have good news for you, and that is that you will never feel tired driving this car, because the steering wheel is really light, and that's about the only control you'll need, because it's an automatic car, so you won't have to bother yourself shifting gears or using the clutch. Visibility is excellent all across. You get high set seats, so you can get a good view of the road, and it doesn't feel as cumbersome as the length might suggest. It doesn't feel like a car which will tire you out, so that's something which is very good. What's also good is the sheer levels of refinement inside the car, because the engine is at a distance from the driver. It's quite far out there, and also when you start it off, it runs on pure battery power, so initial responses are very good, and also the quietness levels are very good. And even on the highway, if you really do rev the engine hard, you'll only hear a very distant murmur, and this car really does cocoon you from the world outside. It is a proper luxury car, not just an MPV, but a proper luxury car, because it does cocoon you from everything out there. And as I just said, performance is good. Initial responses are very good, because it starts off as an EV or starts off on pure electric power, and of course it is assisted by the petrol engine, and sometimes the electric motors also assist the petrol engine, so it works in combination. Both the electric motors as well as the petrol powertrain work in tandem usually, and that's how you get that 200 bhp. Now in terms of ride comfort, we can't give you a true judgment, because you're driving this car inside Toyota's test facility, and the road that we're driving on is a very well paved road. It's a very well made road, so we can't really tell you how it is on rumble strips or badly pastured roads, but you know, because it has a long wheelbase, it has chunky tires, I think this car should be more than sufficient to keep you comfortable on those long highway trips, and even in the city it should be more than adequate. Of course, I'll reserve my judgment on that, but it's a car which should do well in the ride department as well. But if you're lucky enough to have this kind of cash lying around and you're in the market for a luxury sedan, but want something which offers you more seats than just 4 and want to travel with your entire family in luxury, for that weekend getaway, or maybe even in the city, then the Toyota Vellfire is a car you should definitely go ahead and check out. Not only does it offer you great levels of 5-star luxury, yes, this car offers you very good interiors and very good luxury, just like the suite of a Taj Hotel will, but it also offers you the badge of Toyota, which means that overall warranty, after sales, as well as reliability will be no issues, and the resale value will be very strong when you go out to sell it after 5 or 6 years. So in short, I'll give it a strong score of 92 out of 100. It's definitely a car which you should keep on your shortlist. It's bye for now, and thanks for watching.